what is it that truly causes a person to change? And it takes a reboot. And in fact, when you stop thinking, when you stop analyzing, when you're no longer paying attention to your body, you're no longer aware of your emotions or your habits or your drives, when you're not thinking about the people in your life or your cell phone or your social media or your car or where you need to go or where you're sitting or where you sleep or where you work, and you're not preoccupied with time. There's a wonderful thing that happens in the brain when we become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. That's the moment where we shut the mechanism down of thinking, and by focusing on nothing, on space, there's a recalibration of the nervous system back to more order, back to more wholeness, back to more oneness. And if you're going to marry a clear intention with an elevated emotion to create reality, you better have a coherent brain, because that's the mechanism that sends the signal out. That's the directive. That's the intention. That's the possibility. It's the creative center. And if you're going to combine it with an elevated emotion, if you're going to believe in that future that you're imagining with all your heart, it better be open. You better learn how to activate it, and you got to feel into that heart of yours. And when you do, you begin to change your electromagnetic field. In fact, you have a Wi-Fi signal, and if the thought sends the signal out and the feeling draws the event back to us, if the thought is the electrical charge in the quantum field and the feeling is the magnetic charge, and the heart has a magnetic field, and this is beyond polarity, this is wholeness, this is oneness, this is the union of opposites. It means that we have to feel the feeling before the experience, and not wait for the healing to happen to feel gratitude, or the new relationship to feel love, or the wealth to feel abundance or worthiness, or the mystical moment to feel awe. That would be cause and effect. We want to cause an effect. So then causing an effect in your life then means then you have to lay down the very thing you use your whole life to get what you want for something greater to occur. And that's a big step for a lot of people. I'm not a good meditator. I'm unhappy. That's their affirmation. Or every single day they wake up in the morning and they think about their problems. And their problems are memories from the past that are etched in their brain. The brain's a record of the past. The moment they start thinking about their problems, since their memories of the past are thinking the past, every one of those emotions has an association with it, emotionally from the experience. So the moment they feel unhappy, now their body's in the past. Keep doing that over and over again, and the body literally will be unhappy. And you could say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, all you want with your conscious mind. I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy. I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant. And your body's saying, no, you're not. You're miserable. So then, visualization then, if the person is visualizing the future that they want, but they're living in fear, the fear is actually not supporting the vision of the future. They don't believe in that future. So it takes more than that. So then what we discovered was that there's a formula. I want to shorten the distance between the thought of what we want and the experience of having it, between the cause and the effect, and that's called time, right? So if we're creating from matter, then there's a lot of things that we have to do to get what we want. And if we're living in stress and we're living in survival, now we feel more like matter and less like energy. And now those hormones drive us in our animal nature to try to get what we want. But sometimes, people cheat, they steal, they lie, they do whatever they can to get what they want. That's the game. But then if you can create from the field instead of from matter, it's not matter that's emitting a field, it's the field that's actually creating matter. So if you could change the field and change the information in the field, is it possible then you can change the experience in three-dimensional reality? And the closer you get to singularity, to source, to oneness, to wholeness, to absolute, whatever you want to call that, and you're creating from the field instead of from matter, every thought in the quantum produces a frequency. So the thought of your wealth in the quantum should produce the frequency or the feeling of abundance. And if you can experience the feeling of that ahead of the actual event, you're beginning to change information in the field. Keep doing that. Thought objectifies and conditions reality. So you create a thought form, and in time, all of a sudden, you start having these synchronicities and these outcomes in your life. If you can't get beyond your body, and your attention is on your body, then you're matter trying to change matter. If you're thinking about your cell phone and your partner or your kids, or none of these are bad, but if you can't get beyond them, they own you. If you're thinking about how much time it's going to take or how much time the meditation is going, you haven't dissociated from the very world of three-dimensional reality to create something differently with. So that process of overcoming ourselves, that process of overcoming is the process of becoming. As an example, people stand on the stage, and they tell their testimonials, their stories at our events, whether it's stage 4 cancer, blindness, deafness, MS, lupus, we've seen just about everything, Parkinson's. So then let's get relaxed in our heart and awaken our brain. Let's change our energy. Let's remember this feeling. Now let's open our eyes and let's walk as this person. Now let's practice, just like an actor would practice. Let's get in that state. Let's feel the feeling. Let's embody the energy, the emotion of our future. How would you walk if you were healthy? How would you stand? How would you move? How would you breathe? What would be the posture when you felt unlimited instead of when you felt beaten up, unworthy? And there's a whole different physiology and mechanism that takes place. So you keep practicing something. Whatever you practice, you become. You practice suffering, you'll get really good at it. You practice feeling grateful, you'll get really good at that. So good at it that you'll believe, behave, and ultimately become it. So then the walking meditations are a great way for people to practice with their eyes open, moving into the state. And so that we can maintain this modified state of mind and body, and it starts becoming habituated. It starts becoming who we are.